Taylor Swift officially pulled back into the war between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. A federal judge has ruled Blake must hand over her private text messages with Taylor to Justin's legal team. The website Justin's lawyers launched in February, revealing 168 pages of emails, screenshots, and other messages. Blake's sexual harassment suit against him is set to go to trial next year.
A federal judge has pried open Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's private text chain and handed it straight to Justin Baldoni's legal team, sending Hollywood into panic mode overnight. What hidden receipts could flip a $400 million feud on its head? On June 18th, U.S. District Judge Lewis Liman slammed the gavel on Blake Lively's bid to keep her iMessage thread with Taylor Swift under lock and key. In a 9-page order, Liman called Justin Baldoni's request reasonably tailored and pointed out that Lively herself had flagged Swift as a confidant who likely has knowledge about complaints or discussions regarding the working environment on It Ends With Us. Translation: if the pop queen saw smoke, the court wants to know whether there was fire. Lively must now turn over every text, photo, and voice memo that touches on the film, or on the harassment and retaliation claims she filed last December. The judge limited discovery to those topics, but even that slice could span months of candid chats. While a protective order bars either side from leaking the messages to the press, Baldoni's lawyers will comb them line by line, hunting for contradictions or a smoking gun emoji. The ruling wasn't an across-the-board win for Baldoni. Liman also denied several of his broader document demands. But getting Swift's direct line is a strategic coup. Baldoni's team says the messages might reveal whether Lively weaponized celebrity allies to force costly reshoots, while Lively's camp blasts the move as tabloid clickbait masquerading as discovery. Either way, the courtroom just gained a global fan base eager for the receipts. But to grasp why one text thread suddenly holds $400 million in the balance, we need to rewind to how this feud even ignited. It started in December 20th, 2024, when Blake Lively quietly filed a complaint with California's Civil Rights Department, accusing director co-star Justin Baldoni of boundary-crossing scenes and a smear campaign designed to wreck her reputation. Just 11 days later, she went federal, naming Baldoni, his Wayfarer Studios, and 2 crisis PR strategists in a suit that framed the set of It Ends With Us as a pressure cooker primed for retaliation. Baldoni swung back hard. January 2025, he filed a $400 million counterpunch against Lively, husband Ryan Reynolds, and the New York Times, claiming extortion and defamation. The court let most of that avalanche slide, and on June 10, 2025, Judge Lewis Liman torched Baldoni's megasuit in a single morning hearing, calling the pleadings long on drama, short on evidence. Meanwhile, Baldoni tried roping Taylor Swift directly into discovery, firing off a subpoena in May 2025 that Swift's camp blasted as tabloid clickbait. The subpoena was yanked on May 22nd, but the damage was done. Her name was now fused to the case. That brings us to June 18th, 2025. Liman rules that Lively must hand over every message she traded with Swift about the film or the feud, even as he reins in Baldoni's broader document wish list. In one stroke, a private friendship became evidentiary gold. With trial penciled for March 2026, months of depositions, privilege fights, and possible leaks lie ahead, each one a fresh headline waiting to detonate. And that ticking clock is exactly why Baldoni's camp thinks the Swift texts could flip the board next. Taylor Swift isn't just a superstar cameo in the docket. She's Blake Lively's self-described confidant, the person who heard every late-night vent about It Ends With Us. Judge Lewis Liman seized on that point, writing that Swift likely has knowledge about complaints or discussions regarding the working environment on set, which makes the messages a direct window into what really happened in real time. For Lively, the texts could be priceless corroboration. If she was warning Swift about boundary-crossing scenes or documenting Baldoni's alleged retaliation as it unfolded, those time-stamped receipts beat any after-the-fact testimony. Digital chats are contemporaneous writings, and juries love day of evidence. But Baldoni's lawyers see the same thread as a potential boomerang. They've long claimed Lively leveraged her friendship with Swift to squeeze creative concessions and orchestrate a PR pile-on. If the texts show strategy instead of distress, say, talk of using Swift's name to tilt headlines, that undercuts Lively's narrative and revives Baldoni's dismissed extortion theory. Then there's the nuclear PR factor. Swift commands one of the most mobilized fan bases on Earth. Any hint that her private support wavered, or that she felt dragged into a lawsuit, could flip the social media wins overnight, a risk both camps admit behind closed doors. Tabloids already speculate that the once inseparable duo is growing shaky under legal pressure. Legally, the messages are hard to dodge, texts don't forget, and cryptic emojis can be more damning than paragraphs. If contradictions surface between what Lively texted Swift and what she told investigators, Baldoni's attorneys can use them to impeach her credibility. Conversely, if the chats match Lively's sworn statements, Baldoni's defense may crumble faster than his $400 million countersuit, and that sets the stage for the next round, an all-out discovery chess match where every emoji, screenshot, and deleted voice memo becomes leverage. Judge Liman's order sounds surgical, only texts, photos, or voice notes relating to the film or litigation. But in practice, it cracks open a vault of data. Baldoni's lawyers can now demand a forensic download of Lively's phone, then sift every emoji for keywords like reshoot, contract, or PR spin. Each hit must be cataloged on a privilege log, inviting fights over what is, or isn't, attorney-client chatter. Lively's first countermove is time. She can ask Liman to pause production while she petitions the Second Circuit for an emergency stay, buying weeks to negotiate a narrower scope. Yet every delay risks another leak. Despite a protective order, celebrity inboxes are catnip for tabloids, and whistleblowers inside either camp could shop screenshots the moment they see daylight. Baldoni's side gains momentum beyond the texts. Once Swift's thread is fair game, they'll press for surrounding group chats. Think Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, or the Wayfarer PR duo. Arguing context demands a wider net. If Liman agrees, Lively could face rolling subpoenas for backup files, iCloud archives, even deleted voice memos resurrected by forensic analysts. Meanwhile, both teams are gaming the optics board. Lively's counsel warns the court that dragging Swift deeper weaponizes a global fan base, hinting they'll spotlight any aggressive discovery as a publicity stunt. Baldoni's lawyers counter that celebrity leverage is already part of Lively's retaliation claim, so the data is fair play. Liman's opinion notes that motions are doubling as press releases, an implicit threat that discovery abuses could cost either side at sanctions time. With trial penciled for March 2026, the chess clock is ticking. Each new document fight resets the timer, but every lost motion hands the winner a headline. And if even one spicy text leaks, jurors may read it long before voir dire. Next up, the social media trenches, where Swifties, PR bots, and a judge's side-eye collide. The minute Judge Liman greenlit those Swift texts, the courtroom turf war spilled onto every screen you own. Baldoni's crisis duo, Melissa Nathan and Jennifer Abel, had already been accused of astroturfing, planting sock puppet posts that painted Lively as a diva on set. Vox unearthed internal emails coaching junior staff to seed doubt in fan spaces, a tactic experts call digital gaslighting. Lively's allies hit back fast. Hugh Jackman dropped a hashtag friendship goals reel with Reynolds, racking up 4 million likes in a day and drowning Wayfarer's talking points under a wave of purple heart emojis. The stunt forced Nathan to issue a midnight release that fizzled. Data firm Trend Signal logged 70,000 negative tweets in 2 hours, a flash rejection that spooked studio investors. Then came the Swifties. Within hours of the ruling, hashtags like Unmute Blake and Release the Receipts trended across 50-plus countries. Sentiment trackers showed a 12-to-1 ratio of pro-Lively posts, while Baldoni's name was dragged by memes comparing his countersuit to a wet tissue in a hurricane. Even Ryan Reynolds fanned the flames with a sly, "Good luck with discovery" on Threads. Wayfarer's stock took a direct hit, an 8% intraday slide after Bloomberg flagged heightened reputational risk tied to bot accusations and potential leak exposure. PR strategists warn that a single rogue screenshot could turn the studio into the next cautionary tale of corporate miscalculation. Judge Liman seems painfully aware. His order notes that motions are doubling as press releases and hints that discovery abuses could trigger sanctions. Translation: weaponizing publicity might boomerang straight back into the courtroom, but for now, every emoji matters. And both camps are stockpiling narrative ammo. Next, we'll map out 3 scenarios that could decide whether this ends in a blockbuster settlement, or the social media trial of the decade. 1. Quiet settlement under fire drill pressure. Now that a judge has ordered the Swift Lively thread into discovery, both sides face the nightmare of an unredacted leak. Wayfarer Studios stock already wobbled after the ruling, and insurers hate open-ended PR risk. If even one spicy line escapes the protective order, the reputational blast radius could dwarf court damages. That alone may drive Baldoni and Lively to the table for a hush-hush payout long before the March 2026 trial. 2. Scorched earth discovery and celebrity collateral. Baldoni's team can now argue that context demands group chats that include Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, or other A-list confidants, widening the subpoena net. Judge Liman has already noted that litigation tactics are doubling as press maneuvers, so every fresh motion risks new sanctions and headlines. If depositions reveal inconsistencies, Baldoni could revive pieces of his dismissed $400 million countersuit or push to resubpoena Swift herself. 3. Delay game and appeals to the Second Circuit. Lively can still file an emergency stay or appeal the discovery order, freezing production of the texts while higher courts weigh privacy versus relevance. That would drag the dispute through Swift's 2025-26 World Tour calendar, keeping the case in daily gossip cycles. But delay cuts both ways. The longer the fight, the more time Baldoni's camp has to uncover side channels, deleted iCloud backups, old voice notes, or PR invoices that could surface in the final act. However the chessboard shifts, one fact is locked in. A private friendship is now legal tinder, and the next move, leak, deal, or appeal, could decide whose career catches fire first. So here we are, 2 A-listers, a $400 million feud, and a cache of Swift Lively messages poised to become the trial's surprise headliner. If a single emoji can tilt Wall Street, sink a studio, or flip a jury, imagine what an entire thread could do. Will this end in a hush-hush payout, years of scorched earth subpoenas, or the first courtroom blockbuster written by iMessage? Keep your notifications on, because the next ping might drop the receipt that rewrites Hollywood's rulebook.